Hey, this is a updated video on the continuing problem of eliminating GoPros off of riders. Now, there is a little bit of mental math that goes along with this, but there is, I feel like, there's a connection. There's a connective tissue. There's sinew. When I first started doing these videos, um, I essentially I had said that there's something called mission creep. And for those who are in the military or don't work in any sort of law enforcement or first responder or anything like that, mission creep is when either you start getting more shit thrown on your plate to finally accomplish the mission, or there it becomes like a things added on to a punishment. Like it's kind of like you knock over your drink, and as you see the puddle expands. You know. So with that said, this rule has started a cascade of effects that people may or may not be directly linked. I happen to think that they are. I happen to think that they're directly linked. Now, before I started racing, I saw on the news. I was in North Carolina training, and I saw on the news that a little girl was racing at Steel Creek at GNCC, and some dude got off of his quad and punched her in the face. Now, what was the icing on the cake for that case? Well, she had GoPro footage. The GoPro footage made the fucking news. Okay? GNCC Florida, my first race of the year. Cody Collier, 4x4 Pro, flying through one of the I think he was winning. I think he was in first place. I don't know what happened. I don't know the details. I don't know the details because there's no fucking video proof. But Cody usually wears a GoPro. So he's flying through the pits. Not flying through the pits. He's flying through the track. Some kid pulls out in front of him, flips his quad, dislocates his shoulder. Then there was a fist fight afterwards. Cody got jumped. There was, fist thrown. I don't know who was at fault. I don't know what started it. I know that we don't know because there's no GoPro evidence. Then, GNCC the General. Walker Fowler and I think Bryson Neal, two XC1 pros. I apologize, guys, if you actually watch these videos. I doubt you do. I'm humbled by your skill, but I don't know everyone's name yet. I'm from Philly. It's not our culture. Sorry. Walker Fowler, Bryson Neal, who usually wears a GoPro. How do I know this? Because I watch his fucking videos. He's got some good videos on there. It shows you the speed these guys are going at. Whatever happened. There's an incident. Walker Fowler gets punched in the face. Now, 2 incidences in 3 races without GoPros. Now, it's really difficult to prove cheating, but there have been numerous incidences within the last 2 weeks where it's pretty obvious that people cheated. I can tell you, while I was in at Wild Boar, if there is a benefit of being a sea rider or slower trail rider, is that when you are not, when you're kind of by yourself because the pack kind of leaves you, it's like an accordion, it kind of expands, or like a slinky, it kind of expands. You'll see some interesting shit in the woods. People having sex, people drinking, smoke. You'll fly through. You'll be riding, and there's a weed cloud. But the other thing you see is when people have problems, they'll pull off the track, or they'll just blatantly cheat and come flying into the woods. Now, I couldn't prove any of this because my GoPro was mounted directly on my chest and was staring at my bars. Now, if I could turn my head and look over, I could have proved that they were cheating. what GNCC and the AMA should now fear is that your asses are going to get fucking sued. You guys are going to get sued because you are not allowing people to record what is going on the race. Now, I've testified in cases, having worked in law enforcement because of my job field in forensics. I can tell you that there was never a time when we were like, damn, I'm glad we don't have any video evidence to help prove what happened. That the landowners are going to get sued. GNCC is going to get sued, and AMA is going to get sued more now because of the lack of these cameras. Now, for all of you who have blown me up about my insensitivity to certain riders getting hurt, I can tell you that the guys that you guys have been complaining about aren't on GNCC's radar. I have proof. I have screenshots of it. So anyway, with that said, I got inundated with screenshots of people writing the AMA and being like, dude, what the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. No one's getting hurt, whatever. So the Schumacher guy and the kid who got hurt, killed, are not what the GNCC is basing this off of. They're basing it off of a rider named Brian Moreau. Now, if anybody watching this happens to know Brian Moreau or anyone in Brian Moreau's camp, can you contact me and let me know with some sort of evidence whether or not they really do think that the GoPro caused accidents? Because here's what the AMA is saying. His GoPro came completely through the shell of his helmet and into his head, also digging into the ground and wrenching his neck, possibly causing him to be paralyzed. Possibly. Now, I went and I researched this. There's no mention of a GoPro. I also saw that this didn't happen during a race. Now the press, I'm giving the AMA the benefit of the doubt, to be fair. The press might have this wrong because the press had it wrong with Schumacher. But if anyone has information on this, if you could send it to me, like what really happened, I'd appreciate it. And I'm pretty sure. I mean, I looked up Brian Moreau. It doesn't seem like he's on some sort of crusade to stop GoPros. I don't know. I'm asking you guys. You guys have been great. So, but they're also saying that the visor is prohibited. Mounting it on the visor. It looks like they're also JMA is going to try and change, to try and take the GoPros off of the pro riders. Now we'll see how that fight goes. But I also got 2 emails. I got an email from GoPro, and they said that the rules change it. I also got an anonymous tip that the rules change it. I don't know if that means that it's going to go on the chin or whatever it is. I don't know. But talk about mission creep. Yesterday, I'm driving. I'm tired from work. I just had a baby. My fucking phone starts exploding. I got text messages. Have you seen District 6 and their new rule on the GoPros? And I said to myself, no. Allow me to read it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, racers and riders, it is with a regret that I announced that the District 6 cross country will not be permitting GoPros or other body-worn cameras during races. This is based on concerns of insurance carriers, not the AMA rules regarding helmets, and video taking devices of all types mounted anywhere on your person or machine, now banned at our events. Spectators are free. This is what kills me at this part too. Spectators are free to video and photograph as they please. We hope you trust in the district's decision that it is the right thing to do to continue and protect our series. We look forward to your cooperation with this rule. No comments allowed. So, I wrote them. And I basically said, now to their credit, they try to qualify. They tried to clarify where they're coming from. How about you do it at AMA? What do you think? This is what I wrote. I started racing in 2017. Actually, my 4-year anniversary was the other day. I'm a Philly born and raised inner city kid. I had absolutely no idea that quad racing was a thing, especially D6. Now, D6 is like, at some points, 45 minutes to 3 hours outside of Philly. I could have been doing this my entire life growing up before I went to the Army. The whole time I was in the Army, when I was standing in shape, I could have been doing this. I had no idea. YouTube was around back then. Street Fire was around back then. After my first ATV race, I looked for as much information as I could on Facebook and YouTube. There wasn't much. That's true. Back in 2016-17, when I started getting into this, after I'd quit drag racing, there wasn't shit on there, especially with 4x4s. There's Jeremy Rollins' videos and then a couple of Sport Quad guys. And I had no fucking idea what was going on. I'm like, why are these guys racing in a line? Anyway, neither here nor there. As my YouTube channel grew, I met Tyler Swain, and they told me about D6. I raced my first race with D6 last year through social media networking. So my buddy Tyler and his dad and Ryan Zenz contacted me and said, dude, there's a racing series right out of Philly. Now, I had no idea. I mean, information's everywhere. Why don't we promote our own sport? I can humbly tell you that my YouTube channel and my extremely slow riding has grown the sport. I get approximately 5 to 15 messages a day about modifying renegades and scramblers, how to get started racing, yada yada. Now, do me a favor. If you're watching this and you've learned from my channel, just put a real quick comment. Because I know AMA is watching this, okay? And I know there are other people watching this. I should also mention that my channel isn't monetized. And this isn't for glory or money. All of a sudden, you can't wear GoPros at races. What an amazing coincidence in 2021. GoPros are a threat. Another interesting coincidence is the lack of transparency from both the AMA and these racing series banning video photography from racing. Now, riddle me this. How is video and picture taking different from the rider wearing a camera if you're scared of litigation? In other words, like I said earlier, when has there ever been like, damn, I'm glad we don't have video evidence of this. Let's make our jobs harder. Now, anybody who hasn't, like, there's a lot of people out there who watch conspiracy theory shit, or they watch a couple of, like, murder porn shows on fucking Lifetime, and they think that they're an investigator. I can tell you that what reality is versus what's on TV are two completely different things. The media lies. They make all kinds of crazy, same thing with, like, I'm getting off topic, really, like DNA and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I said to them, see, the problem is I work in law enforcement, and I testify in cases where I'm subject matter expert. So you think you're not going to get sued because GoPro wasn't present? You're still going to get sued. But now the difference is you don't have any video evidence. You have no video evidence on your side. Kid can say whatever the fuck he wants. Parent, whatever. If guy gets in his head that he's going to drive to the track and sue your ass, he's going to do it. The only thing that's going to save you is guys like me who have cameras on, who can say, look, there wasn't any negligence on this track. Look, I made it through. How come he didn't? It was an issue with his lack of upkeep on his vehicle. But now you don't have that because now there's no video evidence anymore. You've taken that away because you're all ass pussy scared. Giving into these rules is a slippery slope. Yada yada yada. Now, to their credit, this is what they responded with. Get the part of me as I go through my film. The district events are made up of many private landowners, organizations, and groups. And with this respect, many decisions, they're writing, not mine. This is not my poor grammar. Has been agreed upon now forever. ECA has banned GoPros years ago. With the AMA attention on this matter, insurance carriers concerned, this is what we have to do to be able to race. That's bullshit. That means that these guys are so fucking terrified of losing their cash that they're now going to go beyond the scope of the AMA. Here you have it. This is exactly what I said was going to happen. So these guys are going to go beyond the AMA. Because instead of them, because this is the new America, right? What people don't seem to understand is that you're not going to have the same experience anymore if you keep giving into all this shit. If you stop fighting these stupid fucking coddly rules, you're not going to have a sport left at all. But they think it's going to happen. But they want to suck as much money as they can out of it. Now, I had a promoter write me and say that I was wrong for saying to boycott all this stuff. That I should, because I said I'm not going to another D6. My first experience with them wasn't great. I don't know what it is with PA racing series. I said, well, I didn't have a great experience. There was negligence on the course. There was like a telephone pole or a log on a straightaway. I saw a kid go end over end. The quad flipped and landed back on its wheels. The kid must have been doing 70 miles an hour. But there's no video evidence anymore for stuff like that. But I'm not going back to D6. I had a guy say, don't do that. You're going to ruin the sport. Well, it seems to me what's happening is that these landowners and these racing promoters keep saying things like, yeah, man, we need to keep the sport alive. But I'm not going to take any risk. Or what's going to happen is I'm going to increase my prices and then you're going to have diminishing returns. You're going to have less of experience because I'm going to do everything to cover both of my ass with both of my hands with this rule that no one asked for. So now, what happened? I said it was going to happen. Now you don't have any GoPros. And the irony is that now they're saying you can take photography on the side of the track. The next thing that's going to happen is mandatory neck braces, mandatory chest protectors, mandatory knees and elbow guards, fucking mouth guards are probably in there somewhere, some sort of bullshit. The price to race is going to go sky high, and then only rich guys are going to be able to race. Because that's how it is with, back in the day, you could go road race. Like regular guys could road race. Can't do that no more. If you don't own a shop or you're not a millionaire, you can't road race. Go to VIR. Go to New Jersey Motorsports Park. It's astronomical what the prices are. All the drag strips are closing. Look at any of the drag guys, like the semi-pro amateur drag racing series. You have to be a millionaire in order to compete. So that's next. And then after that, guess what's going to happen? The EPA is going to get involved. The EPA is going to fucking get involved in this. Once they screw all the other automotive shops, which they're doing right now in case I have any car guys on my channel, after they get done screwing them, they're going to come after us. They already did it. Remember they did it with the Suzukis? I only noticed because Seegers told me. But this is what's happening. This is a snowball effect that's gonna happen. And you're not gonna have anybody with a set of balls who's gonna stand up to any of these dudes. Where are you, GNC? Where are you? And this is what I said in the last thing. Can someone please stand up for us? No. What do? They talk tail and the D6 guys talk tail and run. So you all better start fucking, you guys better start fucking fighting this shit. And you better start writing letters, write twice a week. You better start doing something. Because our sport's going to be gone. It's shrinking already. And I guarantee you that one of the rules that's going to go is they're going to get rid of 4x4s. Because either the displacement or horsepower is too high. We'll all be on fucking Honda Ranchers and shit. So anyway. Oh, last thing. Yes, I know that there is some dude who is obsessed with me in some of the Facebook groups. I thought it was funny until I got woken up one night and the dude's like liking. So somebody's mentally ill. And he's trolling me or whatever. And what's funny is that I know who it is. I'm not friends with him or anything like that, but I was looking for a trailer. And this dude messages me, tries to sell me a trailer. And then the conversation goes into like, he said he was a military vet or something like that. And then he wanted to buy my used gear. Like used. I had to like, his rules were like, I got to put it in a plastic bag. I got fucking screenshots of this and stuff like that. So don't feed the troll, okay? There's some guy, I think he's got like, he wants to put my boots over his head and, I don't know, put lipstick on and, puts the lotion in the basket, whatever. So it's always that way. There's always one dude, right? So don't message me about it. I don't care. I appreciate you trying to defend me or whatever, but I really don't care. He's got multiple accounts. He's logging into multiple accounts. I don't, you know what I mean? I blocked him on here and I blocked him on Facebook. It's the best I can do. You know what I mean? I guarantee he's not going to come see me when we go to Ohio or whatever, or wherever the fuck this dude is or whatever. But yeah, because he's probably an old ass dude. I think I heard I don't know. So there it is. There you're watching the steady decline of our sport. So somebody better start picking up the pace. Share this video because it's what's going to happen. They took away the GoPros. We got fist fights. We got cheating, and now we got the smaller series completely banning GoPros. Next, you're going to have mandatory. Like I said, you're going to have all kinds of mandatory shit. So, also, I'm not doing this chess shit no more. I can't. It looks like crap. My Florida race looked like crap. And I got a podium out of that. My last race, I didn't post it because I had power steering failure, and I basically was just waving at squirrels the entire race. So, but if this channel has helped you, please, I'm not asking you to subscribe. I'm not asking you to like the video or any of that shit. I'm asking you to just put like, if you've learned from this channel, I'm burping up lasagna. God. Can you put like a little thing down there that says that videotaping this shit actually helps? So sorry, this video is at 23 minutes. I apologize, but I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, hit me up either here on Facebook. Everyone be safe, rubber side down.